with this project, we were piloting provision of bone fragments to the Cape vultures. We saw 12 when we started of the chicks with bone deformities, and then with the pilot project which we did, that number reduced to 5, and then we continued to do the same project, and we saw that the number of chicks that had those bone problems was reducing. That was the most important part, because Cape vultures then was endangered, and we have seen that now the population has improved to be now listed as vulnerable. Engagement of stakeholders is a very important part of the project, particularly that you don't want to start a project that will end as soon as the funding ends. So fortunately, we started off doing research, trying to understand the population, like the numbers and also the breeding pattern, like from when these nests were built to when the chicks left the nest. So we had to engage the communities. The reason why we want to do the research was we wanted to see the numbers compared to when they were done 20 years back. We also had to engage the communities to understand what vulture challenges are there and how them as the community can play a role. And when we realized about the bone deformities, actually some of the guides within the community told us that every year at the end of the breeding season, they see a lot of chicks on the ground who could not fly. So at least that helped, because at least the community knew that there was a problem before it even came. Then we said, okay, but then we suspect this is because of the lack of calcium. We talked to them about how we can improve the situation. When we started, we provided a carcass from a goat or a donkey, and then after we crushed the bones. We thought this was not sustainable. We tried to encourage the community that they can actually find bones themselves to provide for the vultures. The communities were very interested, and they liked the idea, because the breeding site is the only one within their area. There are 3 in the whole country, but there's just one particular one in their area. So they thought it can also be a potential area for tourism, because once the tourists know about their vulture conservation, they can come, bring them into the community and improve their livelihoods. Working with IUCN Save Our Species was a very exciting journey for us. First of all, the funding came in at the time when there was not very much options in terms of funding such projects. But when we went into IUCN, they had very robust structures of how you need to put your proposal, how you need to provide sustainability measures and all that. That helped us to think through the process of how this project was going to be run. And it developed our capacity in terms of project development, as well as monitoring, making sure the project is successful. They were also very robust in terms of financial accounting and management, which pushed us. At some point we were a bit uncomfortable, but at the end of the day we said this was worth it, because it was actually a very good learning curve. It also helps because then we could understand through their website how they work with other organizations in other areas, so that we sort of got some ideas that we could use elsewhere.